Hello, friends. Welcome to another Say It Loud podcast. I'm your host, Matt Jones. So excited you're checking this one out. We have our friends Finite Fidelity on the show. We had to, of course, talk about the November 3rd show at Saxon Pub here in Austin. It's going to be a great show with Finite Fidelity, Fair City Fire, and Kapybara. We talked to the Finite guys about the new album that's coming out very soon. They've been working on it for most of this year. Tentatively, early 2019, maybe in the spring, and they even released a hard exclusive on it. We've got an album title in the podcast. Gotta listen to it. We talked about their recording process. You know, Scott and Tim regaled us with their story of meeting Tenacious D, and Ryan and Ian from Finite Deli were totally okay not being called or invited to come hang out with Tenacious D. But we are psyched for November 3rd. It's going to be a great show. Saxon Pub is an all-time location in Austin. If you haven't been there, please do. Please choose this weekend to go there. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be a rock show. There's nothing better than live rock music. We'll see you November 3rd. Enjoy. Well, wow, what a room we have today. A very populous room, tied for a record-breaking 9 people in one room podcast.
That might be the first time record-breaking and 9 have been used in the same.
Yeah.
A record-breaking 9 people show.
Yeah.
Somebody call Guinness.
Finite Fidelity, Fair City Fire, all in the same room. A lot of F's. A lot of alliteration happening right now.
Freak yeah.
It was the biggest podcast there was.
Biggest
In the
podcast in the
world.
world.
There must have been a million people there.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, guys. Yeah, Finite Fidelity. Let's just do it. Everybody go around the room and say, hi, my name is, so all the listeners can know your voice.
Hi, my name is Brett.
Hi, my name is Brian. Hi, my name's Clint.
Perfect, Clint.
Is seriously nobody gonna do the Slim Shady thing?
You know, that's what I thought we were gonna do here.
My name is. It's Scott. It's Scott.
No, you lost your chance to have a name.
I'm sorry.
My name is Ryan with the silent B.
Clever girl.
My name is Ian, and handing the mic to.
I'm Tim.
My name is Joe with a loud J.
Hard J.
The hard J.
And I'm Matt. Wow,
Hard
this
J.
is a lot. This is a lot going on. Thank you guys for braving the cold weather.
Sure, call it that.
Aren't like
Yeah.
half of the people in this room from above the Mason-Dixon line? I'm
Yeah.
Nobody was afraid of the cold today.
Thank you, Hard J Joe, for pointing that out.
Except for me. I think I'm the only one from the South.
I'm from the South,
Okay.
but I was up there in the time that it was cold enough to say it was fucking cold.
Okay, so now everybody say your name and if you're from the north or the south. No.
Let's not go there.
Oh no.
I'm sweating. It's 45 degrees. I'm sweating.
I feel like the last time that happened, the outcome wasn't a good one.
A house divided, a podcast divided.
He's from the North.
So, November 3rd,
Yeah.
Saxon Pub.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Big show. Kapybara, Finite Fidelity, Fair City Fire, November 3rd, Saxon Pub. There's a general build happening. You know, it's on the socials. There's an official poster. You can buy tickets in advance.
I'm still.
That's always
Yeah.
the sign of a real
you could
show.
Totally do that. That's,
Tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new one. For me.
Money?
Hell yeah.
How do you guys feel?
Feel fucking great about
It's going to
it.
be a good show, huh?
Oh yeah.
How
Oh,
long
yeah.
has it been since we've teamed up and slayed the masses?
What was that?
Is it really?
It was
Is
yeah.
it
It was,
really
it was
that
too
damn
damn
hot?
hot. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it
I
really
think it
when
was.
it was too damn hot a year ago? And we wore stuff that made it even hotter?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, you did. I remember you did Smooth, didn't you? At some point.
Oh, we did a whole medley
you
of
did a medley of hot songs.
Hot songs, yeah.
Hot, it
Hot
was a
takes.
hot medley.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
It was a hot good mess.
Oh, yeah.
The Too Damn Balmy Affair. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Chili, who knows?
We even buzzed out Smash Mouth in that medley.
You did.
Might as well be walking around in the sun.
Yes, yeah, sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this show is coming at a time when you guys, the Finite Fidelity guys, are recording a second full length, right?
We are.
So this has been going on since summer, right?
Oh God, yeah, I think so. I mean, the writings of this album have been going on probably since like a year and a half ago almost.
Yeah, this is the first time I think we haven't been writing. But yeah, we've been writing the tunes for quite a while. I mean, our CD release of our first full-length album already had one of the tracks of this album right out of the gates there. So it's been a long build. I think we've had to pump the brakes just to stop ourselves from continuing to write the next album.
Yeah, I think if we wrote any more, it just like the album wouldn't really get done because we'd start writing too much. So I mean, we've written some stuff that's not going to be on this next full length just because it's not really going to fit the mood of the album. But we have some other prospects as far as like recording singles and stuff later. But we're kind of putting those on the back burner for now. But it's going to be 8 songs. I think 2 or 3 of the songs are going to be about like 6 minutes each. So it's getting proggy, y'all.
Classic Finite.
It's getting proggy.
Is this? I know you're at what is it, the Oven recording studio? What's that
Yeah.
called?
The Oven recording studio.
Shout out to the Oven.
How DIY is this one for you guys? Because I know that's been part of your past recordings.
It's less than so. We've had a lot of really cool support from the guys at the Oven. We're definitely like taking mixing a decent amount in our own hands, but as far as like engineering and all that, this is the Oven's been really fucking cool this entire time.
I think we went into it with a little more of that DIY mentality already in place from the previous album, and went in there excited with all these ideas, kind of laid it all out, and thought that we were gonna need to steer the ship quite a deal, and it was really comforting. It was like, oh yeah, so you're thinking about doing that? Well, I got a great idea of how to execute that, how to follow that up, how to improve that, and then right away it was just like, you're putting on the SPF and grabbing your towel and going back to the deck to hang because the captain's got the ship under control.
Yeah, they do.
And you're
they
just
really
like, well, shit, I don't got nothing to really be worried about here. And but at the same time, to have that communication and still feel like at any point we want to be like, go fucking hit that iceberg, and they'll be like, that's a terrible idea. And yes, I'm still going with this boat analogy. I feel like they would let us.
I thought it was a metaphor. Yeah. I'm lost.
What's a metaphor?
Tim
It's for meta.
How much of the album is written before you guys go into your studio time?
Oh shit!
I mean, I know you were playing a lot of live stuff. A lot of your live stuff was some of the new material before, right?
I would say like
all of it in this
Yeah,
case.
all of it. I mean, if anything's added, it's definitely for maybe texture, but I mean, like really, what we're doing is just the core structure of the songs we do, just with a little bit more. Instead of it being like maybe like one guitar per side, it's like we're doing just multiple takes and layering those just to make it kind of a bigger sound. There's not really much new stuff we're adding studio wise, and as well, like anyways, like maybe if we were gonna add something, it would probably be like percussion, like extra like percussion or something.
And effects.
Right.
Effects.
Ryan, are you into that?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I like percussion.
Yeah.
And, yeah. More effects too.
I didn't know.
On your, you're talking about songs that
I like
didn't
drums.
fit before. How diverse is the album? Is it pretty like just rocking your face off the whole time, or all over the place, or?
There is. Well,
stuff.
it's the thing of the way we write. It's like we want diversity between the songs, but we also want diversity within the songs. In the songs, as I, pantomime getting the mic closer to my mouth. As if I'm doing something.
That's all he's
that
doing.
looks like you're
All
cupping the
he's doing.
balls.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm cupping. You got to make sure to cup the balls of the mic. That way, you get the full
You just
sound.
gotta cup that polar pattern really nicely.
Yeah, they make sure the polar pattern's doing its thing.
He did that.
But
He did that so naturally.
yeah, I know. Gotta tell you.
That's what
a
happens
mark
when
of
you
greatness.
pantomime. You got to
Yeah.
finish the job,
That's the thing. You gotta really, really finish.
When you
Everywhere.
set sail,
It is a gift.
you have to really,
Yes, he brought the boat back.
you have to come back to port.
Bringing the boat back.
So you're
Are
saying
sure it wasn't starboard?
it's as diverse as your hand motions.
Yes, diverse in my hand motions. But what I was saying before, it's definitely there's a lot of diversity between the songs, but there's also diversity within the songs. Like we definitely change a lot of moods within like each song as well. So we're trying to like make this very different, but also flowing together as an album. I don't know.
It's very much thematic over,
Yeah.
the overarching feel, the subject matter, and we are trying to paint on the same canvas on this whole endeavor. And I think that's what led us to look at a couple tracks that we very much loved, and we just saw it didn't quite fit on that canvas. That's hard to be like, oh, well, we have to plan for this whole other endeavor to release these songs, and to not release them when you're already in the studio and already have these songs, you're already playing them regularly live. It takes some restraint, but I think it was the right call to make, and then it kind of stokes the fire for instead of waiting to write way too many songs for the next recording endeavor, you already have something finished that's egging you on to get to that next stage. So I suspect as soon as we're done with this album process that we're already going to be looking at dates on when to start working on the next set.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah.
It's thematic though, in a way. You're saying just the
Absolutely.
songwriting. What kind of themes are you dealing with?
As far as lyrical,
The desert and the end of the world.
those are two of them, for sure.
The apocalypse.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Post-apocalypto.
yeah. So,
A few current events thrown in there.
yeah, definitely current events. I mean, like the first song
Which won't
is
be
is-
as current anymore, but
Yeah.
still relevant because,
Pete
let's
and
be
Ariana.
honest, nothing's fixed itself yet.
yeah. So very, very political. Very just. It's most. I wouldn't say mostly political. They were saying earlier, but there is like some like love songs in there as well. One of them is about the end of the world and a love story that he wrote. Pointing at Ian. Sorry. That he actually kind of took the helm on that one. Took the what's that fucking steering wheel that's on a boat.
Yeah.
Helm is fine.
Helm's fine.
Helm
Helm is fine. Okay.
It's
He
appropriate.
just grabbed it by its haunches and
Humped it into submission.
Judges,
Yeah.
judges.
Yeah. Judges
Show
on that
us
one?
Helm.
Oh, Helm is
Yeah.
fine. Helm
We'll
is
count
great.
it. We'll count it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
So
there-
basically, like, you guys fucked the cat, and somebody else was just holding tail. That's what was going on there.
Well,
I mean,
Interesting.
there's more than one way to do this.
Yeah.
If that's what you're trying to say.
But
More than one way.
definitely a lot of
one way to fuck a cat. I thought it was skin a cat, not fuck a cat.
Oh Jesus! Oh man!
should
Now
that have
you're
been the album
splitting
title? I sense a missed opportunity.
It depends on what you're into, I guess. You know.
Yeah, but definitely along like the desert theme. So what I like to tell people, as far as like the genre, or I guess like our genre, it's progressive desert rock. But what I'm kind of like, if you've listened to, there's some like cliche music from. Oh, nice. That's not beer.
Fooled by the door.
Yeah, Fooled by the Door. You've heard some cliche music of like music from like the desert of like the Middle East. It's kind of that style, and I also like to say like the sounds of like the Mojave Desert. So you're talking about like that surf rock kind of sound, and still kind of that almost like Latin feel as well. So we have the combinations of both the Mojave and the Sahara kind of together.
I've definitely heard those like Latin feels in your stuff already, so it'll be cool to hear like a more progression on that and just seeing what else you're blending in with that sound too. It'll be
Someday we'll probably progress to Sahara, and we'll just kind of keep on working.
Mugabe.
You know the Gobi. You know, there's so many
Gobi.
deserts. to work
I was
through.
I was reading a magazine the other day, and it was talking about the
what
Gobi
year was
Desert.
They still have those?
You read?
I was in a waiting room. All right, I won't tell you where or what, but
bombshell story here, ladies and gentlemen.
no. So it was talking about the Gobi Desert, and I looked up the Gobi Desert online, and it has a Google rating, and I'm like, how does like a geographical feature have a Google
I love
rating?
to see the people that
5
just
stars.
flame it.
Yeah. Also, like, was it like
Yeah,
5?
no,
It
there's
was
just
a little
like
bit wet for me.
There's
Most
just
of
like 100 posts.
most
from,
of them
from
Anakin
seem to be
Skywalker
jokes.
Like
saying,
people
"I
were
hate
like,
it."
yeah, we took the kids there, everything was dead, it was awful. You know?
There's not enough cacti.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you could
Sorry.
even rate like
This desert's hot.
deserts. But
There's a lot of sand here.
sorry, I had to share that.
So in terms of like progginess on this, how sideways are you guys going within the structures of the song? I knew Tim was going to want to answer this.
Hell yeah, dude.
I like the prog.
Get it, Tim. Get it, Tim.
Yeah, we try to keep it not restricted, but focused because we love progressive rock, but there's a lot of progressive rock bands that just they kind of are showing what they know, and our thing is we want to challenge ourselves musically, but make sure that everybody in the audience can have a good time, dance, and rock out. So going back to the Latin beats, those kind of break up heavy riffs really well, and so you can still kind of shift and comes off danceable and very low. So with all the songs, we kind of had that theme in mind, like maybe pick 2 different genres that we'll borrow from for a track and just make it flow like it is. So each track has its own diversity and maybe like 1, 2, 3 act feel.
Are you guys throwing in any are you throwing in any keys or anything into any tunes? Just sticking with the basic setup?
Not really. We might throw in some like, which hasn't really been done yet, but like some like interlude tracks that might have some keyboard, some piano, just kind of like
trying to get him to pick up the damn viola again.
I know. I'm gonna do it eventually. Yeah,
there's a couple themes
I
that
have an electric viola. I'll use
relate
it.
well enough on the album, and there's one part that I had written on bass, but with kind of a piano in mind, and it's something that I've developed on piano further. And so things like that, we've thought about maybe just doing, like a 15 to 30 second little recording just to shore up the album a little bit more.
What we tried to keep with the 4-piece arrangement, because really, man, we it was a beautiful thing to start honing in on the permanence of, I gotta get really on this. It's funny when I'm performing, I kiss the mic like crazy, and then I'm on a podcast and I'm being all shy.
Suddenly he's like a boy at the dance.
But we've really just honed in on what our sound is together. Since we've been on this journey from the last full-length album. I mean, I joined in right before that album release, had no chance to be part of the writing process, and so this whole thing is now that we have a new entity of a band that's developed, and one that I think we can all agree can sound really big with just the four of us, without really having to go above and beyond.
Just the four of us.
It hasn't felt like a need, but we have ideas, and we're right at that stage where we'll start toying with those, because right now we're basically at the point where we're finishing up some vocal tracking and some group vocals and things like that, and then we're going to be adding those little flourishes and flares right before we get into mixing this bad boy. In which case, we're going to need help from viewers like you to help put on the final touches and release this. And, stay tuned for that as we put this together. But we're near finishing the tracking, and we'll see what we get into. I mean, every time we walk in there, we've got, we got a piano, we got a Rhodes in there, we've got an upright bass. It'd be, hard not to take the temptation of adding a little something extra to it.
Of course.
A little flair.
Not to too many pieces, but the recommended minimum.
The required minimum amount of
The
flair.
required Ric Flair on our record.
You beat me by like 1 second. Damn it.
So when you're in the recording studio and you're working with somebody else, do you solicit recommendations, advice, or is it offered to you? And how much do you take when you're working with what you've created? So
with my mentality as far as going into a different studio and having somebody with a producer mindset other than us, I'm of the opinion how we write music in this band is, if an idea sounds good enough to where somebody is confident enough to bring it up and say we should really try this, let's try it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let's just exercise it first, and then if it doesn't end up working out, we can nix it, take it out. We don't need it. Or if it does work, that's something we didn't explore, and I'm glad that it was brought up. So, I mean, that's kind of how when we write music, every time, like, oh, man, it'd be cool if we went to, like, a bridge here with this kind of riff. And it's like, there is apprehension a lot of the time of, I don't know about that. It's like, you know what?
Mostly from him.
Mostly from me. I know.
Scott, I'm thinking on this part, you should not play guitar. You just put the guitar down.
And just not sing because you're kind of a bitch.
And then come back in here.
Yeah.
Whoa. Shots fired. I guess
you guys are talking
to
about
myself. To myself. No, but so it's just with writing. It's that's how it usually goes with us. Is like, let's try the idea. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Well, let's just put it out in the ether and let's exercise it and see if it does work. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, cool. It doesn't work.
But that's you guys are talking about like intraband kind of.
But
writing
that does apply to working with somebody in a studio of like, you know what? Maybe we should duck these guitar parts out real quick, just in this one measure. And it's like, it sounds kind of weird and crazy. I don't like that. And it's like, well, it's only going to take this one little thing to do. Let's just hear it. Okay, cool. Let's try it. Oh, that ended up working out. Let's do that. So
we did it last album.
Yeah. So
we added a few ideas.
Exactly.
On the last minute.
But like working with somebody who has a producer mind, like the guys we're working with at the Oven, I'm definitely willing to try stuff and work with it and see where it goes.
I love that kind of thing. I mean, you guys can speak to that working with Benjamin L. and Levy, but it's the most fun adult feeling when somebody gives you their opinion or idea, and you're like, yeah, that's a good idea. I can accept it. So grown up.
Yeah, I pay taxes.
I'm so sure of myself. I can take your opinion and go with it. How about that, huh?
Yeah. There's something real about that feeling. We went in like real headstrong about it. First time really working with these guys at the studio, and we'd already tried out a couple other places as a possibility and kind of done our interview process. And so, our guard's up, and we go in there and we're like, look, we already talked about this. We want to do it this way. This is our plan. This is how we want to go about it. And we're going to toe the line on that. And then that quickly kind of eroded. It's like, oh, no, I really like that. That's good. But it comes with, if you're working with people that respect and recognize the good idea that you have to the table, that's what opens up the two-way conversation. And some people, have their own way of doing it. And I think we were really blessed with the Oven to have people who are just about the exploration, the process of there are many ways to get this product, and for all of us to be happy about it at the end is one of the most important parts of it, rather than saying there's one right way to do anything.
Right. Yeah, I would say like a lot of those studio decisions like that are so many, like there's merit in both sides, oh, we should, like, I can think of Hold On to You, like when we had the congas, we added those, and it was like, it was really cool. Like the idea was awesome, but it definitely like changed the song, and it was just kind of like it wasn't right or wrong. Yeah, definitely made it into a happier song, but it wasn't right or wrong or anything, but it was just like one of those things, like you just at some point have to make a decision on it, But
you guys kind of adopt. I mean, for the Fair City Fire, the last album, you guys do pretty much at least try it once kind of method.
Absolutely, yeah.
For the most
and
part.
we tried it, and that was one of the instances of us trying it and it being just not what the song needed. And if you listen carefully, though, they're still in there right at the very end. There's 4 measures of congas in there.
I think
the compromise.
I think a good producer is a little bit like a psychologist, where they just let you talk until something's troubling, and then they're like, "Tell me,
like that.
Tell me more about this
that.
guitar solo. Were you angry when you wrote this?" It's a little. It doesn't seem to fit the general.
I think a little leather couch is needed. I think it does kind of come into that. I guess we have to do the same thing as a support system for each other when we're in there tracking, because you don't know that you're going to get your optimal vibe and feeling and personality and ability on the day that, well, you know what, we paid for it, it's booked, we're doing it, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You need somebody to kind of be like, hey, are you having a rough day?
Hey, buddy.
What's on your mind? How can we free you from these burdens and get you in fighting shape?
Yeah, I remember I was sick as a dog when we first started the guitar tracking.
Oh, rough.
I was just like, well, we're going to do
that
this
was not
anyway.
supposed to be a pun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think I threw up one day at the studio. I don't know if that was related or.
I don't think you were sick though.
No, I don't think it was related.
Goodness gracious.
Evening before, man.
Balls of fire.
I don't remember.
I also recall
what led to that, but
Buffalo occurrence with Clint too.
Oh yeah.
What about a buffalo?
just when we went back to the hometown tour show, the next morning was a little rough.
Yeah, I remember that whole living room that we slept in smelled like pizza and pizza farts.
I'd still hear about it.
Well, I mean, it'd be more disconcerting if it smelled like pizza and some other type of fart.
Dude,
Man, I'm so glad I took the room that didn't smell like pizza and farts, but the one I had to sleep on the hard floor on, so without a pillow. So
poor Mayor.
Yeah, it's all right. Ian had to do that on our tour as well.
Clint's girlfriend Mare met us there, and she had to deal with a room full of just dudes just blasting farts.
She brought it upon herself.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Marianne.
You're about to have like a solo project coming out, right? You do some solo recordings.
Yeah.
How do you, and you produce them yourself, right?
Do
you bounce ideas off other people, or I mean, when you're making your own stuff?
Or you just bounce them off yourself?
Sometimes. I usually, I don't know, when I do. I mean, officially releasing solo stuff all myself is like a new thing. Like, usually I've been in bands with my solo music, or have and like treated it as like a band process, or have gone to somebody else like back before I produced myself. But recently now, when I just do it myself until I get to a point, and then I bounce, like I get to where I'm pretty sure that it's where I want it to be, and then I kind of show it to people and be like, what do you think about it? And then I kind of like gauge their genuine reaction as much as I can and see if there's anything I need to like tweak or go back to.
Do you have to let something sit for a
Yeah, I
little
have
while?
to let it sit for a while. I don't know, take my time way more than I used to. I used to just throw like back in the MySpace days. I used to record a song on my own, and that was before I officially released like that's why I say officially. Like I used to on my solo stuff, I just record a song like the night before and just put it out there for the world the next day, and then like let it do
the world
whatever.
needs to see my art right now.
Right now. Now
Man,
I'll sit on it for like 2 years and be like, okay, it's been 2 years.
Fight, you know, you gotta.
Yeah, you want
Exactly.
Has to be there.
I got to get back in her top 5.
Yeah,
Come
you
At
make
least Tom will like it.
I was real big on the Nice Guys finished last boat. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
And we are back on the
That's all right.
boat again.
Do you have a song called the Cheese Song, and you're from Wisconsin? Because that's rough.
that's you?
I could
The cheese song?
in another life.
Oh yes.
Oh, wow.
The Cheese
No,
Song.
he's got
If you're
he's-
out there,
he's-
Andrew Ringland, it was still a good song.
He's
in my
actually from
book.
Buffalo. He has a song called the Wing Song. actually.
Hey.
So, a couple things. So, for the Final
What?
Fidelity, is there an ETA yet? Are you guys settled on a timeline? Are you thinking like early 19?
Yeah.
Something like that?
I had the ambition. It's not set in stone. I'm going to say that very, very emphatically. It's not set in stone. But I was hoping for probably around March of 19, possibly. But
South by Southwest release.
so it would I was hoping for pre-South by, but that's we'll see. We'll see how
My
the
energy.
So
see how the cheese curdles.
Next October. Next October.
Next October, guys. Next
Yeah.
October.
I mean, do you guys schedule it, or do you say we have to? Do you put pressure on it? Because and you guys were talking about you already have songs that you were thinking about for another album. How do you force yourself on a to-do list to say like
Kind
this,
of.
this,
It's like
this by this date?
yeah, we force ourselves a little bit, but it's more of like, I mean, it'd be nice to have it by. It's kind of like it'd be nice to have it by this time, but if it doesn't happen, it's okay. You know.
Force yourself.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna?
I feel like timeline wise, I'd rather not be rushed to release an album. And the first album, I think we were just nervous and just like we just got to get out of here. We got to get done. We got to get out.
Yeah, man. I remember getting the T-shirts. Was it the day before or the day of the CD release
Yep.
itself?
Yep.
So many things. I remember running from one of my work locations to another location so that I could use a paper cutter that got moved between the stores at the liquor store I was working at the time, just so I could cut the stickers that I had printed for our CD release the day of our CD release. and stuff.
Yep.
And I know I was a proponent of like, hey, we pulled it off, and obviously we're bosses here, but let's not do that again.
No,
So
let's not.
Ryan with a silent B,
so-
you don't want to be rushed.
No,
Exactly.
Let's get the album done and then figure it out. Figure out the rest of the details.
I'm setting it's kind of like a soft thing as far as March goes, just because it's far enough in advance, but it will sneak up on us. But I think that's a good time to do it.
We will do our very best to ignore everything, Scott says.
Yeah, and that's usually how it works out best. Yeah. So, but that's just kind of was in my mind, not necessarily anybody else's. I was just kind of maybe thinking about that.
Yeah,
And
this isn't going to be a Guns N'
Oh,
Roses experience.
Hey,
here.
wait, who's Slash?
And we haven't ever released had anything. We've always kind of coincided okay, we're getting this done so we can get it this day, and we're looking at this day for the release and stuff. But it would be interesting to have, I guess, maybe everything done before you do that. And
Yeah.
I don't know, doing something with that, but it'll be interesting to see how that works out for you guys.
Yeah, it's just you got to kind of see the reality of it, and it's like, does this time of the year match?
Yeah.
And with that, it kind of does. We got a lot done, but we still have a lot of mixing to do. And the last time we did our very first full-length album, I'm gonna say air quotes, mixed it.
Yeah.
And that was probably only 2 weekends worth of mixing, and that was not nearly enough time, and it was super rushed, and it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough. And so I think mixing wise, giving ourselves the breathing room would be nice, but realistically it's kind of put only a slight maybe Bic lighter under our ass, from 10 feet
Just
away.
a small one. Just
There's a small Bic lighter about 10 feet away
yeah.
from our ass.
The one that's 176, not the one
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
205.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not talking about a Zippo right on the crack or anything.
Yeah,
so.
right, because then I got to give you $3 because I don't have change in my pocket. Now I have
Exactly.
all
We've
this
all-
extra change.
We've all been there.
This man knows.
But you know, at the same time, though, I mean, is there some anxiety about when it's done and like, okay, now we've got to plan a release date, and the thing that makes the most sense is months out, that we're gonna be like freaking out while we're sitting on this gold that we've created that is done, and we have this long date out there. You know, like I'm gonna wake up in the morning and start pelting my neighbors walking across the street with like a demo print
records,
copy
yeah.
of our album. Like, I can't take it. Someone needs to listen to this.
So what I'd love to get right now is just a hard exclusive for the Say It Loud podcast.
Okay.
No pressure.
A hard exclusive.
Something only
We can
here.
delete it later or not.
Luckily, I'm hard right now.
Ooh,
Perform the whole album
exclusive.
a cappella right now.
Let's do it. It's mostly gonna be me.
If you have any
Well,
kids in the room, you might want to have them go to bed.
Yeah, go to bed now. Now, Johnny. Now.
Yeah, this is a good time to keep mature audiences on the line only.
Or immature audiences.
or very
Get on with
very
it.
mature audience.
Okay, I'm sorry, Matt. I was just, damn it, Joe.
Do we have an album title yet, or a single title? Anything that we can give our listeners to just appease
Anything
them?
that's bigger news than Pete and
Obsolescence.
Ariana. We
No.
need bigger news than Pete
Is
and
that an
Ariana
Evanescence
right now.
cover
Go.
band?
So the name of the Finite Fidelity sophomore album is going to be called Violetta.
Violetta.
Because Scott's going to play his
Hold
viola.
on, yeah, wait. You're gonna call it Violetta, and you're not gonna get up there and do
The
anything
viola?
on Violetta?
How do you know we're not? How do you know I'm not going to do
Well, I hope you do.
He plays me in Violetta. He really should.
But will he be playing it on this album?
it? You don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
We'll
Tell the
give
Say
you-
It Loud podcast, Scott. Tell him right now.
Well, we've got till March, so there's no rush.
We'll balance the exclusive with a
March
teaser.
will be here before you know it.
Fair enough. You're right.
Who
You're
doesn't
right.
love the smooth sounds of a Violetta? You know what I mean? Yeah. In the park.
I used to drive a Honda Violetta.
Let's just start making fun of it.
I that's the reason why I named the album, because I've always wanted
just
one of
start making
those.
fun
I
of the
never got
title
the
now.
chance to have one. You know.
So you heard it here first, folks. Say It Loud podcast exclusive. It's called Violetta, but we don't know
You get a free car
if there will
with
be a
every album.
Violetta. on there. Yeah, you get a free Honda Violetta with each
Yeah,
each
it-
purchase.
It's. I think it's a.
Honda Violetta.
it's
you
a-
get a Honda Violetta.
That's
No,
a
it's
Say
got
It
to be a
Loud
Hyundai.
podcast
It's got to be
guarantee.
Hyundai because they have all the musical titles for cars like Sonata.
That'd be a great professional
Sure,
wrestling
you're-
manager.
you're right,
name,
you're right.
Yeah.
You know?
Hell, we'll go one step further.
Hyundai
on
Violetta.
we'll go one step further on the Say It Loud podcast
Oh.
exclusive day.
I don't know this.
And the first two singles that you can be looking for outside of full-length album, sophomore album Violetta, will be called Another Day in Paradox and Bad Wolfie. And some
Bad
of you-
Wolfie.
Wait, can you say that one again? Bad Wolfie? Is that
yeah.
what I heard?
Sexy.
Bad Wolfie will be one of them, and Another Day in Paradox.
And some of you may know Bad Wolfie already, as well. That's already in our live
Oh, I didn't think
rotation.
they wrote that song about me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we
you know,
bad Brian Wolfie.
Hey, Brian, can you
unless
give
they
us
get
a- can you
sued
give
by
us a Bad
Brian's
Wolfie?
lawyers, I won't refute that claim.
Brian, can you give us a Bad Wolfie impression? As Bad Wolfie.
is Bad Wolfie. The big Bad Wolfie man.
I got a bit of the professional vibe. I don't know.
If you guys
What,
want to
uh,
record that for the intro of the song.
That's a 1-900 number voice right there. 1-900 Bad
we might
Wolfie.
have to pull him in on that bad boy.
One of your secret tracks.
pull 'em
Did you
out.
guys do that on
Wait,
the
is that
first
that's
record?
fit? No, Bad Wolf would fit. 1-900 Bad Wolf.
Oh man.
If you come out to the Saxon gig, come on up here on November 3rd, is it? Am I wrong
Right,
there?
yep.
You're right.
Featuring Finite Fidelity, Fair City Fire, and Kapybara.
Kapybara.
Also,
How do you say
Maybe
that?
we'll bust out some Bad Wolfie with the Bad Wolf himself.
Ooh.
Also, the other day I
accept.
I had a guy on a tour and I was taking him around and there was this guy was drunk and I was like, oh yeah, there's a
Good
place
man.
called the Saxon Pub, and he was like, wait, how much sex is going on in this pub? And I was like, God damn it.
Sex in pub.
So mad.
Sex in pub.
That's a good one.
Sex in pub.
I bet that's like that he lives in town.
Right.
But he just
He's-
plays this character and tries to get people to
He's
laugh.
been waiting for that joke for
Right.
years.
On different tours.
Hey, there's no sex in the Saxon Pub.
Yes. It's like, what the damn it.
It's probably good to ask
There's
about
pub
parking.
in the Saxon Pub, but
Saxon.
you don't want pub.
It's like what if the parking lot fills up at Saxon? Where's a good B?
The Genie Car Wash across the street.
1-to-1.
Yeah.
Because that parking lot fills up pretty fast.
Funny
Wait.
enough, because I do work next door to that place.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can't you just collect $10 for every car or something
Yeah,
like that?
so you can park at South Austin Music, which is where I work.
For money.
Not that late. Not that late. It will be free parking after,
Joe's an
after 9.
entrepreneur.
Park it in the
Okay.
car wash.
But
Enter car wash.
as well, if both lots get filled up, which they will,
They will.
you can go to the Jiffy Lube parking lot and Genie parking lot across the street, and they will be empty for you.
There's also that little neighborhood back you can park on the street. Right behind.
Now we're just getting into semantics.
But it's true though.
But it's true. It's true.
That fills up too. So
Yeah.
the earlier the better.
That's my thing. If something always seems too filled up, I just go a little Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
Get a little lube, baby.
Wow, if it's too filled up, huh?
Yeah. Too
Filled up. You go to the lube.
Yeah. a little
And
more.
we'll have Kapybara and you guys.
Yeah.
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 Can you quickly regale us with the tale of meeting the D?
Oh
that
my
we
God.
saw on your,
Yeah,
on your
I was
page?
I was on work that day. Scott came in on his
Fuck
day
these
off,
guys, right?
but
So Tim was
it was,
working.
it was just one of your average
even call
Tuesdays.
They didn't call us.
And I was
We're
just getting off
assholes, I
of
know.
lunch, and I hear a customer say, hey, can I get a guitar strap for this acoustic? And I'm walking past the straps, so I just grab one on reflex and hand it to him, and like, oh, he looks familiar, and don't think anything, and turns
This-
around.
This is at South Austin
Yeah.
Music. Where,
South Austin Music,
Scott
plug
Tim
for
worked.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
1402 South Lamar. But anyway.
7704.
And realized that it was KG, Kyle Gass. And I hear Jack Black speak, and then that was the clincher for it. And they were just awesome guys. They were in town promoting this new animated show that they've developed.
Post-apocalypto.
Post-apocalypto.
So this? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
There's a lot of nudity and violence.
And Jack Black's drawings himself, right?
Yeah, he drew everything.
Yes, they are.
I think it drops on November 2nd or 3rd. So
So why was he so sweaty?
I think.
it was a hot day.
Well, I'm going to back up a little bit, just because Tim didn't regale the part of like when I showed
Because
up.
I didn't get there yet.
He didn't get there yet.
Yeah. So Jack Black is
Got
talking,
him.
and
Gotcha, bitch.
he
Definitely.
and they start rehearsing because they're promoting their show for this fantastic film fest that was
Yeah.
held at Alamo Draft House, and they're really like trading notes, like how do we segue song into this, and
That was still
And
before I
then-
showed up.
we had-
Still after. I was after I showed up.
and then somebody walked in, and then it was Scott. He was that somebody with coffee. It was awesome. And he walks in. I just beeline for him. I'm like, hey, man, so you know, Tenacious D is right behind me. And just because I was like, oh, my God, like shaking. So I had to make sure that he was going to be cool, man.
You're like, so don't freak out.
Yeah,
Don't.
freak out,
It was
'cause
more. It was
I
more
already
like.
did.
It was
Yeah.
more like Scott. Be cool. Don't fuck this up for us.
This is huge for South Austin Music. Don't you do shit.
And we just were able to watch them play songs and just riff on things.
I
And
can only
watch-
imagine
and
if
watch
a
them.
customer walked in, you'd be like, you go figure out what you have to do. Like,
Yeah.
you're fine.
They just take some.
You don't know these guys. These are just two regulars. No worries.
It was one of those really fortuitous moments because there was nobody in the shop outside of two of our regulars.
Yeah.
And so they were just hanging out, and one of the younger kid who was there was able to go to their show. They got chatting with him, and they put him on the guest list and everything. So
Yeah.
really a couple nice guys, like exactly how you want those two and really any musical celebrity in general to react to fans.
So I got to talk to JB only for like a quick second. And it was enough time just to be like, hey, me and my best friend were at your stub show when you played here in Austin, and he goes, oh shit, man, you were at Stubbs? And he said something that just kind of flabbergasted me a little bit. He goes, oh man, dude, thank you so much for the support. And I thought to myself, support, you're Jack fucking Black and Tenacious D. But I was like, yeah, man, me and my best friend are like huge fans of yours. Fortunately, he's over at his brewery working right now. He's like, well, hey man, tell your best friend thanks for the support as well. And
Some
I was
people
like,
got to
wow.
work.
Yep.
Did they? No, you said they
It
played
was
some
your day
songs.
off.
Did they play
My day
stuff
off.
from like their show, or did they play any classics? Any?
They played
Oh,
some classics.
classics.
You got
touched
a
on-
video of him playing.
I got no, I did
Sean.
not. Sean at the shop at South Austin Music, he got a video of them playing like most of Tribute.
Oh fuck!
And what the greatest thing was, Kyle, like, they were all cool about filming and, taking
Yeah.
photos and all that shit. But he noticed Sean was filming from the shop iPad And so, of course, during the part of like, this is just a tribute, you gotta believe me, wish you were there. Like, walks up to Sean with his iPad and just goes, "Oh fuck, good God, God, man,
That's awesome.
I'm so surprised to find I can't stop out." You know, just like was doing that into the camera. It was fucking awesome.
I think I actually texted you like a couple weeks later, and I was like, okay, this was during ACL, and I was like, if anybody else or the Arctic
No,
Monkeys,
you told me.
I was like, if the Arctic Monkeys stop into your shop, I need you to tell me.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
Yeah, like
you did text me that, Joe.
Ian
It
could
was
have been there.
great.
Like,
Yeah. We're going through some, infighting. He doesn't realize it yet, but
Ian could have been there in a flash.
so quickly.
I could have been in there in a dash.
So fast.
These guys are not going to let you live it down, are they?
No, they're not, and I feel really, and part of me feels really fucking bad.
Hey, you know what? Whatever.
To think about
We all
their
have.
best bros.
I would have texted him,
Think
but I
about
was at
their
work and
tenacious
I stay off my phone.
Tim can't
So-
text on the.
Yeah, I was
clock.
on the
I
clock.
feel like
I
that's
wouldn't use
a
my phone.
move that you. I mean, that's not a cool move though. You can't like.
Hey,
Hey,
JB,
you're
I'm-
Jack Black, right? Let me call my friend. He's gonna be over here. Let's see. So like, I
Yeah,
feel like
buddies.
that's just
You know,
too
like,
much. It's too much.
Everybody has a moment, and you guys had a moment. Like, that
Yeah,
was
I had a moment, and
that was a
apparently
really cool
with these
moment.
two, I fucked it up. I'm sorry.
No. That was a
No,
moment. You guys
no,
will
no.
meet Jack Black.
I
one day.
couldn't.
Everybody, but we aim everybody.
I couldn't have left to work anyways. The beer doesn't make
You
itself.
guys will meet JB and Tenacious D one day.
There's
And-
more
Oh, we're gonna
important
open up for
things in this
Tenacious
world.
D. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeping the Austin population sedated.
Yep.
Yeah.
And not sober.
With this great live oak beer that we're drinking currently, right
Yeah.
now. Drink
Yeah.
live oak
I'm
beer.
drinking a Hefeweizen.
Folks,
This-
the best friend in that story was none other than our very own Ryan Monahan on drums.
Oh,
and
yes.
on the wart,
Nice.
all sorts, yeah.
Wort?
Is it
Yeah.
wort? Is it wort?
It's wort.
Yeah, unfermented
Okay, cool.
beer is beer
Yeah.
juice is wort.
Yeah. Wart.
Malt juice. I mean,
For you Halo kids
it's
out
not
there.
beer yet.
And
Yeah.
now you know with Ryan with a silent B. You
This
can-
this episode of Say It Loud podcast proudly sponsored by Live Oak Brewing Company. It's been around since 1997, making extraordinary German ales and lagers.
Drink it's fucking
We're
beer.
not lying with Ryan.
There you go.
Come hang out with me. I'll be
Ryan.
there.
Me, baby. Me.
You can see me up in the brew house windows. I'm like a zoo animal. Up there. Sometimes I do the old like press my you know what's against the glass.
Yeah, Bennett.
He's really not lying. You go there for a pint, you hang out at the main bar, and you wait and look through the windows, and then lo and behold, a wild Ryan will peek his
will.
head out from
And
the
then
vats.
it's the segment
Spying
on Ryan, and
Yeah.
that's when we hit that segment.
Fine on Ryan.
That's good.
Well, Matt, do you have
It's
another
our
game
after
for
hours
us?
segment.
So yeah, let's do.
I want a game.
This one's gonna be new for you guys. This is fairly new for us.
Give me the game.
Just gonna keep going with the simple truth.
Oh.
It's hot. The simple truth is hot right now. So this is a game where I've curated some of the most important questions from Yahoo Answers.
Oh shit!
Oh
I don't know
God,
if there's another-
yes.
Still waiting for that sponsorship, Yahoo.
I'm gonna go.
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna go pee
Yahoo.
for this round.
All right.
We're trying to make Yahoo cool
everybody
again.
will get one.
Cool,
Everybody will get
because
one.
I want to know if I'm pregnant.
Forget it. I was sorry. I think I want to know if I'm pregnant.
Yeah, so you guys get the idea. Yahoo Answers is a mix of a lot of political cesspool shit
Oh, awesome.
and then just borderline
YouTube comments.
dumb questions. Yeah. I think we are in the best position of anybody in the world to answer on this podcast.
I don't know
So
about
I'll
that.
go around in a circle and just give the best answer that you can. It can be a community thing, but we want to deliver to these folks the answer to their problems. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do a counterclockwise motion. Start with you, Joe.
I'm ready.
Are tights and legging for girls only, or guy can wear them too?
Is that a Yahoo?
Oh man.
I know this is like question of the year, and it's getting cold. So a lot of guys are about to be asking this question. I understand. I'd say wear them only when it's cold, because when you wear them when it's cold, well, it's cold, fellas. You know what happens.
Have you worn
And-
leggings before?
It won't
Hashtag
show
courage.
as much if you wear them when it's cold, and that's the only time you can ever wear them. But they are for guys
it
in the
boggles
winter.
my mind that that's comfortable to wear in general. Like,
Oh, I don't think it
everybody
is,
wears
but
them.
I would never. So this is spandex. This is like
Yeah, like
I never
that's
talking about
what
like the
tights
nice
are.
like Lululemon stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
Not
what
that
we're
I know what
talking
that
about? Or we're talking about like
I don't even know what
Spanx?
Lululemon is, so apparently.
Wait, we're talking about Spanx?
It's designer. Isn't that leggings are like
Leggings,
yoga
right?
pants?
Yoga pants, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How is that more comfortable than just big old sweatpants?
You know what,
Yeah.
dudes? Don't wear
entangled
Don't
in
wear
sweatpants.
Because all I'm seeing right now is like if I was wearing leggings,
I'm wearing nothing at all.
if I was wearing
Nothing at all.
if I was wearing leggings right now, like I feel like my hair would be popping out of the like leggings
Yeah.
and stuff. Like guys,
That's
you know
right.
what?
Those
Never
are the
mind. I
dudes that
take
wear
the answer back.
leggings. is
Don't
the
wear any
guys with
leggings
no leg hair.
unless it makes you feel pretty, and then you can wear leggings because
Yes.
I don't discriminate.
Okay, if it makes you feel pretty,
Do
you
it.
can
Wear
wear it.
long johns like a man.
Yeah.
Or grow leg hair, brother.
I think my answer is if it makes you feel pretty, then
All
go
right.
for it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's fair and progressive.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's very 2018 of you, Joe. Hard J Joe.
Hard J. Ask
J's
Tim.
so-
What's our next question?
The J is so hard.
All right, Tim. Best ways to cool down after having too hot of a shower?
I said take a cold shower.
Yes.
Actually,
Oh.
a great thought. Without having to shower again, LOL.
Oh my God.
Damn it.
Oh, man. This person's asking way too much.
Wow.
All right, Elon.
Well,
drop the bomb.
I actually have firsthand experience in this.
When I was a young boy.
I'm trying to think
My
how
father.
to go with this. No.
Put me in the
You
tub.
date a girl who likes really hot showers but really cold apartment, and you just run out of the shower and
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Put that
Yeah,
on
sounds
your
good.
find,
go.
find a girlfriend. Easy.
First step.
You know?
Or get a
Done.
walk-in,
Sure that she
get a walk-in
likes,
freezer in
you
your
know.
house. You know, one of the two.
Yeah.
Or just jump into your tiny freezer.
So find a girlfriend who has a cold apartment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it. Perfect
There
answer.
you go. All right.
All right, Ian. What does the Bible say about Halloween? Is it a harmless holiday or something else?
This is a real question.
Oh man,
Really?
I'm awaiting this answer. This is awesome.
All right,
Do it.
I'm a little underread on the Bible for a minute. Too busy,
heathen.
Too busy studying other comparative religion and being a general mastermind of all things esoterica and beyond.
That's true.
I'm pretty damn sure the Bible doesn't say anything about Halloween at any point. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that Halloween was something that the initial books of the Bible had no encounter with until, Roman march upon the Celtic lands and started taking up tradition of what Halloween was about. All the Samhain devil nonsense that Christians like to get their undies up in a bundle about wasn't something that came about during the writing of the Bible. So
I think undies in a-
I'm pretty sure the Bible has nothing to say there. So it's it's up to you, babies. It's up to you, sexy people, to decide how you feel about this. I'm not saying the Bible and Halloween can't live in harmony. I like to believe they could.
Your answer is we'll type it all up and put it on Yahoo.
Hey, can you read back the minutes?
All right, Ryan.
Ryan, are you ready to help the people?
Help him.
Where's your headset at, Ryan? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, where's my Britney Spears mic?
Why didn't you bring that?
For those who don't know, Ryan
It's in
during
the
live
rehearsal
shows,
space.
Ryan during live shows wears a Britney Spears mic that it is awesome.
And at this point now, none of the drummers in town can wear one because then we're doing the Ryan thing.
We're doing the Ryan thing.
They're doing the Ryan thing.
Yeah, I just don't. I just prefer not to tilt my head away from my drums when I drum.
I do.
And you do a great job. I'd just rather not do that.
He'd just rather not be wrong.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Yeah. If I
I'm
had
outta here.
eye,
This
if I
podcast
had
is over.
one more eye on the side of my head, I would need one. But yeah,
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm really sorry, Big J Joe.
All right.
Hard J Joe.
Ryan Monahan. Why did he stick his 2 fingers in my mouth when we were having sex?
This is an appropriate question for you, I feel like.
Is this like
What?
Is this like Yahoo/adults? This is the Yahoo adults.
It's a real question.
I believe the answer is because he can then say, "Wow, you're a great catch."
Yes. Okay. That's
That moves is oldest one in the book. It's called the fisherman.
Can we?
And,
That's
I
great.
feel like we need to incorporate
man in the
typing in
sea?
these
Old man
answers
in the
as,
sea.
as we do the show.
Well, I'm sorry. What's up,
I
Clint?
feel like we need to incorporate typing in these answers as we do the show. They need that answer.
There you go. That's the answer to that question.
Wow.
Right
Oh
there.
my god, that was
Couldn't have been any better.
oh shit.
Fantastic.
Ryan
get
is
me
on a
started
roll
on
of
the-
jokes.
on the
I'm
puns.
scared to go. Like, how
Right,
do you
Scott?
follow? How do you follow that?
Oh, you got it. Everybody gets their own
Yeah.
question.
Scott,
Yes.
can cereal be eaten anytime?
I mean, is that not what you have for lunch, breakfast, and dinner? In that order?
Exactly.
Well, I'm wondering because obviously breakfast is the greatest dinner, but nobody
Yes.
factors in cereal with
I
that.
feel like this person
was-
follows too many rules.
When was the last time you had cereal for dinner?
Like last week.
Yeah, 2 days
Really?
ago.
Yeah.
Last week for me too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Does
I
oatmeal
can't even remember
count?
last time I had cereal.
Yes, oatmeal totally counts. It is a
Yes.
grain
Oh,
that
oh,
you
yeah.
have some
Then
sort
you're
of milk
not a
product.
cereal
Dairy
cerealist
product.
if you're not regularly having cereal, are you?
I also had
You're defiling the
For
name
dinner?
cereal.
Yeah, it was granola and with
I mean,
milk.
it's
counts.
it's sweet and
That's-
milky.
that's-
cereal
That's
grain.
hipster cereal. That's
grain.
hipster cereal. Come on now.
like,
fair.
serious?
Think-
Yeah.
I mean,
but if
I
it's
like
dinner,
all
it's probably like 2 bowls.
Also had Reese's
Yeah.
Puffs about
See,
a
we
month
do,
ago.
but that's like we buy that every few months because we're feeling fun.
Hey, look, you're missing the cure all, which is yes, you can have cereal any time of the day, so long as it's on a bagel.
Hang on, who?
A what?
What?
So long it's on
What was the question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just get very Wisconsin there for
I
a
think
second?
you did. I think you went. I think you went a little whisk. I think you went a little Wisco.
A bagel.
A bagel. A bagel.
Bagel.
Did you say bagel?
Anything that's on a bagel
Cereal on a bagel.
can be had
Cereal on a
anytime.
bagel?
Interesting.
So, well,
I don't even know what the
like-
definition
see,
of
not,
cereal
if
is.
you want to break
Like
the
a bagel
space-time
bite.
continuum,
Some
which I
sort of,
advise
like-
is pretty fun.
Does it have to have milk? Is it? I don't even know what the definition of
Do
cereal
you not
is.
have milk?
See,
Could
though,
just be
what
a
happens,
solid
though,
and a liquid.
Have you ever
At this
tried
point-
cottage cheese with your cereal?
I feel like if you don't have milk in your cereal, you're probably a psychopath, right?
These
I
days,
feel like we didn't. I
think
feel like
so.
we didn't
Love
answer
dry
this
mouth.
question well
Yeah,
enough.
so-
Give me another
all right,
question.
So Scott,
I get-
well, let's,
I like
let's
that.
finish at least the first one. You've heard all the input. Can cereal be eaten anytime?
And I will just one last input. I usually what I
I
do
don't
at
care.
This point,
Yes, it can be eaten anytime.
Too late in the day. I just
Don't
throw
believe
cereal
don't
in my
believe
mouth.
Joe
and
when he
drink-
says that.
I just
It's
throw
ne-
cereal in my mouth and then just drink the milk afterwards and just like let it mix inside.
Oh, that's like how
Yeah,
I do
that's
salads.
still
I
cereal.
just eat a handful of lettuce and then I gargle ranch.
Yeah, that's still cereal.
Glad it works
You're
for both,
combining the two main points that make it cereal.
Next
Damn it.
question.
So
Next question.
All right.
Clint,
Sorry, I'm googling cereal.
do you not know what it is?
I wanted to see what the definition was.
Maybe you should be consulting Yahoo Answers.
Yeah, yeah.
You should put that
can-
on there.
can you
We'll
tell
answer
us?
it next.
Wow, what a
Cere-
cheating.
all right, so
Urban
cereal,
Dictionary.
for the record, cereal is a grain used for food, such as wheat, oats, or corn. So it doesn't have to be in milk to be cereal.
That's
I
not
don't
your
have
question.
Technically,
Siri.
drinking beer
I'm
is
Android.
drinking cereal grains.
I just
I'm
want
a
to put
rebel.
on the record collective groan
Yeah.
from Finite Fidelity.
That's
So-
the way to look at it.
We
Just
apologize
drink
for
beer all
Scott.
day, and you can have cereal.
beer is
every minute.
made out of cereal grains.
All right.
It is
Exactly.
a cereals-based
Perfect.
fermented beverage.
Great.
Which is how you got your job.
We've solved all the problems.
Yes.
Yes.
All
On a bagel.
Clint,
Because I knew that.
on a bagel.
what's it like to be?
No.
What's it like being 80 years old?
Yeah, Clint. What is it like?
Someone is
I want to
searching
know.
the internet for this question.
I'm actually impressed by the grammar and correct
can't wait to hear, like,
wording
the
of that,
Yahoo.
that question.
It's very innocent too.
Confusing.
All right. That's
Confucius.
good.
I'll drink to that.
You
That's
don't,
it.
you
That's
know,
it.
Efficient answer. You don't have time to waste
That
on the.
that also works for any other age.
He's
There
not
you go.
wrong.
All right.
He's not wrong.
We're all just winging it.
Two more. Brian, what's the meaning of the feather tattoos with the birds flying away?
Why did I get this question? This is awesome.
I'm not familiar, but I'm gonna take a crack at it anyways.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Swing away.
I feel like sometimes we're just the feathers and our birds are flying away. The birds are our souls. Flying off into the ether, man. That's deep. So yeah, that's what
Birds
that's supposed to
have a feather
signify.
fly together.
Yeah. Anyone else want to take a crack at that one?
Well,
think you
Scott,
nailed it.
You were saying. I mean,
Yeah.
did you want to give a little?
No, I
input,
think
or-
you just nailed it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feathers
Fuck yeah.
in the wind. All we
That was
are is
deep.
feathers in the
Yeah.
wind.
Yeah.
Feathers
dust, but you
in
know,
the
feathers.
wind.
Quack. Quack.
Quack, 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 quack. And the
Quack.
ducks are our hopes and dreams.
All right, Brett. I'm turning 28 next week and still a virgin. My friends want me to do it with a hooker.
Rude.
What should I do?
Whoa.
Do it.
29.
This is Scott.
Sage
Do it.
advice for this one.
I got some hookers in my room.
Who's paying?
That's
True.
That's a great question.
All the friends
Yeah,
for his
it's a birthday.
birthday.
Wolf with
I think all the
with the
friends,
important
I think it's
shit.
decided that all the friends are chipping in and they're paying for this.
I think the bigger
This
question is, do you
experience.
want your first time to be with a hooker,
Oh,
Joe?
come on, Clint. Jeez.
Hey, your first time's your
Why are
first
you
time.
being
You
so
lost it no matter
silly?
what.
She's got a heart.
It's bad no matter what.
Does she want to have sex with that person?
I mean, for money.
And we also don't know if this is a guy or a girl. Also, so
Oh
Come on.
man.
let's
That's
get
true.
progressive here, guys.
Yeah.
Well, also, what's the orientation of the virgin?
Right?
It could be
Yeah.
infinite combinations here.
Wait, what does that
so
matter?
many
What does that
And
combinations.
what if
orientation?
it's,
I know. Is it like non-binary? Are we doing lesbian? Or are we
Yeah.
doing like
If he or
gay?
she
Or are we doing like
is a born again virgin?
Okay, so we're saying
Yeah.
first time for sex, should it be with a hooker?
Yeah.
No.
Should
I
you
just
pay
got-
for sex? for
Hold
that?
on.
Well-
This is Brett's
Wait,
question.
hang on. What was
That's
the
what I'm saying.
question?
Scott.
Now it's getting all.
So somebody's going to turn 28
yes.
and
Their friends
they've
are
never
gonna-
had sex.
Yes. And their friends are
should
gonna-
they have sex with somebody that does sex for money?
And their friends are going to get them one, right? Friends.
It doesn't say that.
Oh, friends just say they should.
Oh.
Well, they said they should have sex with a hooker, but they're not saying they're going to pay for it.
Oh, that changes.
But that could be contingent. That could be contingency.
Because it's rude
Right?
not to
Yeah.
just accept if they're paying for it, right? You
Where
know?
does the term hooker even come from? I've never really understood.
Again,
that.
that's
it's
for a
two
different.
fingers.
That's for a different.
Because
It's
they're
in the
because
mouth.
they're a great
Ah.
cat.
Because they're a catch.
They're a great catch, dude.
Oh, of course. Ryan explains the universe.
Full circle.
Oh,
Full
it comes
circle,
back
dude.
around.
Wait, is that
No, that's not where that goes.
You're supposed to put your
Are those-
fingers in the
are
mouth
those
every
called
time.
hookers? Are those called hookers?
But back to Brett.
It all makes
Brett's
sense.
got this.
No, I would just say, if it feels right, do it.
I don't know. Is that good advice?
I don't know. Maybe
was
it
alright.
depends on the hooker.
Yeah.
What's so wrong about it? That's what I want to know.
Sin feels right.
I'm with them.
sometimes.
It's like,
are you a
should my
sinful
first
man?
beer be a beer from a beer vendor, or should it be my own that I've
Well,
brewed?
here's the real question:
Sex
where
work is-
Because
Where
at that
are
point,
we?
you need brewed a
It's
lot of
work.
beer by yourself.
Should it
Are
be
we-
a Miller
Probably.
MGD or
are we in the
Live Oak.
states? Where are we at?
Ooh, location does change things.
It does
you know.
change
Uh-oh.
things.
Yeah.
Because if we're
Okay,
like,
let's just say like I'm 28 and I'm the virgin.
Yeah, is it legal
And
or
we're,
not?
It's like-
and we're in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, friend,
We don't got to get arrested
illegal.
for our first time.
no, you're in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh God. Then we're back.
this might be a setup, friend. This might be a setup.
wear protection.
Okay. Ooh.
That's
yeah.
good
there you go.
advice.
I feel like they
Protect
could also
yourself.
be a good sex coach.
Yeah.
Thanks,
For your
Dad.
first time, telling you things.
Be safe.
Or help
Wear shoes in the
teaching
house.
you things that you wouldn't necessarily
Safety
know
first.
already. Be like, hey, next time, here's your homework.
Yeah.
Here's things to work on for next time.
You know, next time, don't start with the ear. Hey, look, we all get confused.
That's oral sex.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's a good point of any to,
All right.
to end the podcast, I think.
That sounds like we should wrap it up.
Sounds. Yeah. Exactly. Protection. All right.
Wrap it up.
Here we go.
Oh, that was good. That was-
Oh, wow.
Why wasn't that your answer in
Oh.
the first place? It sounds like you should wrap it,
It was. I
up.
said
Wow,
you
there
wear
we go.
protection. Just-
Do what feels right and protect
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, we've got November 3rd, Saxon Pub. Be there.
Do it.
Get your tickets.
Uh huh.
All right. Come party. It's gonna be, live rock and roll is the greatest thing in the world, and there's gonna be
Amen.
3 bands that are gonna rock your face off. There's gonna be a lot of energy, so come be there.
One of
for
the-
that.
One of the best sounding venues in Austin.
Yeah. Saxon.
Wear
historic-
protection.
Yeah, you can bring.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
bring.
wear ear protection.
Yeah.
You could bring a hooker. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're allowed to.
You're allowed to.
Yeah.
It is the Saxon Pub.
Hooker hardly know her.
The sound guy there is awesome. Like, it sounds awesome in there.
It's a
love
place
you, Richard.
worth going. If you haven't been there, go there.
And say it louder.
Yeah.
Bacardi and Coke. Do it.
FiniteFidelity.com. Keep a
We have a
lookout
website?
for
Oh, yeah.
Violetta.
Violetta.
Anything else on the Fair City Fire, guys? So we'll have the Saxon gig. Anything?
November 3rd. That's the only thing that matters.
All right, yeah.
We're practicing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So are we.
Thought you should know.
Come out for practice.
Yeah, by the time you listen to this, we will have already practiced, actually, though.
Thank you, guys. Let's party.
Adios.
November 3rd.
Let's party.
Anytime.
Overstated, but just imitating a